Imagine the Mayans built sprawling city-states in the rainforests of Central America, creating an empire that remains a marvel to this day. Yet their growth was closely tied to their environment. Forests were cleared for organized agriculture with advanced techniques and a vast trading network. But even they weren't immune to the consequences of environmental overreach. Intensive farming depleted their soil, and deforestation, needed to fuel their empire's expansion, contributed to flooding and erosion. While these factors didn't single-handedly to make room for farmland and construction projects, over time, this led to soil erosion and reduced agricultural productivity. Today, we can draw clear parallels. Modern industries clear vast areas of forests for agriculture and urbanization. The balance between development and sustainability remains as crucial now as it was then. The Romans, too, faced their share of environmental challenges. Masters of engineering, they built aqueducts to bring water to their cities and bathhouses, showcasing their ingenuity in harnessing natural resources, depleted the soil's nutrients. Rivers, once vital for irrigation and trade, became silted due to unchecked land clearing, reducing their navigability and irrigation potential. These cascading environmental pressures gradually weakened the Roman Empire, were displaced, forced to abandon their homes and livelihoods as the land they depended on became uninhabitable. Entire communities collapsed under the weight of environmental mismanagement, offering a stark lesson on the intensifies and droughts persist. The region struggles with water scarcity, sinking land due to overpumping groundwater, and the loss of what could have been a natural buffer against today's environmental crises. Tulare Lake is a stark reminder of what happens when we prioritize short-term gain over long-term sustainability. And if we're talking about California, we can't ignore the wildfires, a devastating example of environmental mismanagement and natural conditions colliding. For decades, fire suppression policies aimed at protecting communities ironically made the problem worse. By preventing smaller natural fires, dry vegetation was allowed to accumulate, turning forests and grasslands into powder kegs, just waiting for a spark. California's unique landscape and climate exacerbate the problem. The state's Mediterranean climate brings hot, dry summers that dry out vegetation, while periodic droughts leave forests parched for years at a time. Strong, dry winds, such as the Santa Ana winds in the south and the Diablo winds in the north, act as accelerants, spreading flames across vast distances at alarming speeds. When conditions align, a single spark, whether from a lightning strike, a stray ember, or utility equipment failure, can ignite a wildfire that quickly grows out of control. Right now, California is facing one of its worst wildfire seasons in recent history. Emergency services are stretched thin as multiple large fires burn simultaneously across the state, threatening both rural and urban areas. The fires have destroyed homes, critical infrastructure, and entire neighborhoods, leaving communities reeling in their wake. Firefighters are working tirelessly, often in extreme conditions, to contain these blazes, but progress is slow due to the sheer scale and intensity of the fires. The consequences are devastating. Over 500,000 acres have already burned across the state, destroying more than 2,000 homes and dozens of businesses. Entire communities, such as those in the outskirts of Ridgecrest and parts of Sonoma County, have been forced to evacuate, leaving families unsure if they will have anything to return to. Firefighters are battling around the clock under extreme conditions, with several sustaining injuries due to the intense heat and rapidly shifting fire lines. The economic costs are already mounting, with estimates exceeding $3 billion in firefighting efforts and damages. Rebuilding efforts will likely take years, further straining local economies and displacing thousands of residents. The Maya, the Romans, and California aren't just historical footnotes. They're powerful reminders of what can happen when we ignore the limits of our environment. But these stories also show the resilience of humanity, our ability to adapt, innovate, and learn. What's encouraging is that we don't have to repeat the mistakes of the past. Unlike ancient civilizations, we have the tools, the knowledge, and the capacity to address these challenges head-on. It's not just about avoiding disaster, it's about building a future where both humanity and the planet thrive together. The lessons of history are clear. Societies that adapt, innovate, and respect the environment can endure and prosper. The question isn't whether we're capable of change, it's whether we're willing to act before it's too late. What do you think? What lessons can we take from these ancient civilizations? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Like this video if it sparked new ideas. Subscribe for more explorations into the rise and fall of civilizations.